Hi all, welcome to the A-Level Law Essay channel. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you a few crucial tips and tricks to prepare you for your upcoming AS A2 Law exams. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel for more video guides on essay writing and many other interesting topics. With that said, let's get started with how to prepare for your AS A2 Law exams. Now, I'm not going to put any of these advices in any order or importance and just tell you what you should be doing to prepare yourself for your upcoming AS A2 Law examination. Firstly, those who are sitting for the October-November 2018 AS examination sitting are very lucky. Why? Because the AS Law papers are the first papers before any of the other core subjects. Well, at least this is so for my Malaysian students. And so, you will have the advantage to solely focus on preparing for your law paper and to not think about the other subjects. Unless you are taking any other subjects, which has a sitting in between paper 1 and paper 2 for law, then, like I said, you are very lucky. This is also because, according to my students, both paper 1 and paper 2 are in the same week with a few days in between. That would mean that once you are done with paper 2, you can dump everything about AS Law and concentrate on the other examination papers. If that isn't a good deal from Cambridge, I really do not know what is. However, if you are taking A2 Law papers only, this luck isn't applied to you, sorry. This is because you probably have to prepare for other subjects in between, and most importantly is that it isn't the first paper for the whole examination sitting. Secondly, now that we have determined how lucky you are to be taking AS Law this year, it'll be good to talk about this supreme cosmic phenomenon called luck. Although luck really plays a part in your examination sitting, please do not rely on her as she will eat you after playing with you like a black widow spider. Why do I say this? Well, firstly, you do not know what will be coming out for your examination paper, as in, you do not know which exact chapters will come out for your papers. You can predict all you want and prepare all you want, but if the chapters that you have prepared for doesn't come out at all, then Lady Luck has eaten you like the wee study bug that you are. To know what I think will be coming out for your AS Law for the October-November 2018 examination sitting, please do check out my video on the analysis of past year papers. I will put a link in the description below. On average, you should be fully prepared for at least 5 to 6 chapters from across all 3 units in the syllabus, but ideally, you should be prepared for all the chapters in the syllabus. One thing good about Cambridge A-level examinations is that they tend to recycle their questions. After all, it is a written examination. The syllabus is only so broad and it is only A-level, not a Spartan training program. So, if you have access and have been exploring past year papers yourself, then there is a very high chance that you will be lucky enough to encounter a very similar or downright exact question in the upcoming examination sitting. Thirdly, speaking of past year papers, stop mugging, as in stop blindly reading your textbooks or even your notes. Instead, you better dang well do a lot of past year paper questions. Why? Because I say so, and because practice makes perfect. In fact, you should have been doing it after you have completed the first unit of your AS syllabus and A2 syllabus, as in after you have done studying sources of laws for AS level and formation of contract and general negligence for A2 level. Since the October-November 2018 examination sitting is fast approaching, at this stage, you shouldn't just be doing past year papers, but to put yourself in examination condition and pick a random past year paper and time yourself while doing it. 1.5 hours to do any of the 4 papers, and make sure you finish all 3 questions for paper 1, 3 and 4, and all 4 sub-questions for paper 2 on time. This is important so as to hone your skills in writing a good essay answer so that you can produce an overall excellent answer for all your essays in one sitting so that you can score the highest mark possible. Fourthly, the purpose of producing an overall excellent answer is because you should be aiming for an A grade for any one of your papers if you want to get an overall A grade for your A-level law subject. You may have heard from your law teachers, but let me remind you that in order to get an A grade essay answer, your essay should be an average of 4 full pages of relevant and detailed contents. And like I said earlier, you need to consider the time factor of exactly 30 minutes per answer for 3 essay answers for papers 1, 3 and 4. Besides that, to achieve an overall grade A paper, all 3 essay answers must be just as excellent. I know it sounds impossible, but like I said, practice makes perfect. So stop mugging and start doing past year papers. As a suggestion, for the last week before your examination sitting, you should ask your law teacher if they are willing to hold a mock test for you in whatever classes that you still have with him or her. I have been doing it with my students for a while already, and they generally approve of it as it is good practice for them. And I am glad that I have the time to quickly mark the papers for them and give them immediate and valuable feedbacks. Fifthly, do not overstress yourself at the last minute. Take some time to chill right before your examination sitting. For all intents and purposes, your examination should be your primary focus now, and you should spend the majority of your time in preparing for your exams. But please, study smart and don't physically degrade yourself. This is because you need to be academically, physically, and mentally prepared for your examination. It is not an easy task. That is why a lot of students break down and do whatever it is that I shouldn't be saying here. But if you are properly prepared, you should be fine. But take care not to be overconfident, for overconfidence will spell disaster for your performance, especially when what comes out is totally unexpected. Just be cautious and be reasonably ready. That's more or less all I have to share on how to prepare for your upcoming ASA2 law examination sitting. I hope it has given you some ideas on what you should be doing and help motivate you to prepare well for your examination. If you have the time, please do check out my video tutorials on answering different examination questions from different chapters together with essay samples. I will put up the links to them in the description below. Again, if you find my videos useful, please like, share and subscribe, as it will motivate my work and help those who are in need of some guidance. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around again next time.